quiet conversations in private, deliberations, and now a decision that has sent shockwaves across North America. Canada, one of the United States' closest allies, is ready to retaliate in ways that could reshape the US economy for decades. Trade between these two neighbors has historically been a source of stability. However, tensions have been simmering behind the scenes, and Canada's recent actions may disrupt this balance. This isn't merely a bilateral dispute. Billions of dollars in trade are at stake, with global economic repercussions expected to follow. This economic clash has the potential to alter industries and futures. What is Canada planning, and why are US industries so alarmed? Let's break it down. The seeds of this conflict were planted years ago, but recent tariff threats from Washington have pushed Canada to the edge. Sources close to Canadian authorities reveal that behind closed doors, they have been crafting a comprehensive plan for retaliation. This isn't just about steel and aluminum tariffs, it's much bigger. The US has imposed or threatened tariffs on Canadian goods, including forestry and agriculture, citing trade imbalances and protectionism. Canada views this as an attack on its economy and sovereignty. In response, Canada's strategy is both extensive and deliberate, targeting key sectors of the US economy, such as agriculture, manufacturing, and consumer goods. Reports suggest Canada may impose tariffs on American-made cars, orange juice, and even iconic products like bourbon. These are calculated moves aimed at hurting industries in swing states, delivering a clear message. Canada isn't just responding, it's striking back where it will hurt most. Trade between the US and Canada is significant. In 2023 alone, the two nations exchanged over $800 billion in goods and services. Canada is the largest export market for American products, while the US is Canada's top trading partner. These numbers are more than statistics. They represent jobs, livelihoods, and entire industries. If Canada's retaliation takes effect, US exports could suffer billions in losses, causing ripple effects across supply chains and local economies. Canada's leaders are also considering the political implications. By targeting sectors in states like Michigan, Florida, and Kentucky, they're sending a political message to US officials. Trade disputes have real-world political consequences, and Canada is betting big on its ability to stand firm. This is about self-preservation and showing the world and its own citizens that it won't be intimidated by its larger trading partner. For American automakers, Canada's plan is a nightmare. Tariffs on automobiles could disrupt the tightly interconnected supply chains that have underpinned North American manufacturing. US farmers are also bracing for the impact. Canada is a major importer of American agricultural products, and retaliatory tariffs on corn, soybeans, and orange juice could devastate rural areas already struggling with rising costs and global competition. Small businesses, reliant on international trade, are equally vulnerable. Despite its smaller population and GDP, Canada holds significant leverage as the US's major energy provider. It could restrict oil, gas, and power shipments to the US, causing chaos in American energy markets. With winter in full swing, such measures could create serious problems for both consumers and businesses. This isn't Canada's first trade clash with the US. In 2018, during a similar tariff dispute, Canada imposed retaliatory tariffs on Americans' steel, aluminum, and other imports, causing pain for US manufacturers and farmers. Public pressure eventually led to a resolution. Now, Canada is using lessons from that conflict to craft an even more strategic response, prepared to go further if necessary. The USMCA, United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, was supposed to bring stability to North American trade. However, this latest dispute is testing its limits. If Canada proceeds with its retaliation, it could face legal challenges under the USMCA's dispute resolution mechanisms, further straining relations and raising doubts about the agreement's future viability. For Canada, this stalemate isn't just about economics, it's about national pride. Many Canadians view US trade threats as unfair and aggressive, with widespread public support for their government's firm response. This backing gives Canadian politicians the political capital to take bold risks, even if it means short-term economic pain. This conflict isn't limited to North America. Other countries are closely watching. If Canada successfully counters US tariffs, it may set a precedent, influencing global trade dynamics, emboldening other countries to adopt a more assertive position against American trade policy. Global markets are simultaneously preparing for potential disruptions. A full-fledged trade war between the United States and Canada could have serious consequences for global supply networks, commodity prices, and investor confidence. While the trade conflict focuses on tariffs and conventional commodities, Canada is discreetly leveraging its vast stockpiles of essential minerals. Batteries, EVs, and renewable energy technologies depend on minerals like cobalt and nickel. Historically, Canada has been a key exporter of these minerals to the United States, but sources indicate that it is reconsidering export regulations. If Canada restricts the flow of these vital minerals to the United States or redirects its supply to other countries, such as China, American firms may need to seek alternative suppliers. This shift could impact not only the automobile and technology sectors, but also hinder America's renewable energy transition, a crucial element of its global competitiveness plan. Trade conflicts like this often disproportionately affect border areas. States such as Michigan, New York, and Washington, which rely heavily on cross-border commerce with Canada, are particularly vulnerable. Agriculture and industrial industries maintain strong ties with Canadian suppliers and customers. Should Canada impose retaliatory tariffs, these states may face layoffs, factory closures, and reduced economic activity. For example, Michigan alone exported over $23 billion worth of commodities to Canada last year. If Canada targets American-made autos and parts, the repercussions could devastate local economies reliant on these industries. Canada is also the largest foreign provider of oil and gas to the United States. Beyond tariffs, some analysts speculate Canada could use energy as a negotiating tool in this dispute. Natural gas pipelines, energy exports, and oil shipments are crucial to many regions of the US, particularly in the north. Although Canada has not officially threatened energy restrictions, even the possibility could shock energy markets, driving up prices and creating shortages. This pressure might push the United States to resolve the conflict quickly, as disruptions in energy supply could affect consumer confidence and inflation, creating a ripple effect across the economy. Canada is not acting alone in this trade dispute. It is seeking support from international trade bodies, such as the World Trade Organization, WTO. By framing US tariffs as violations of trade agreements, Canada aims to rally global opposition to American trade policy. This strategy is more than symbolic. If Canada successfully brings its case to the WTO and prevails, it could impose severe sanctions with international backing. Such a move would isolate the United States diplomatically and might encourage other countries to take similar actions, further straining its global economic ties. Beyond retaliation, this conflict raises questions about the future of commerce in North America. Could Canada and Mexico strengthen their economic relationship to counterbalance the United States? Both countries have faced tariff threats from Washington in recent years, and their shared experiences might drive them toward closer cooperation. A stronger Canada-Mexico trade partnership could reduce dependency on the United States and create new opportunities for economic growth outside its influence. This shift would mark a dramatic change in North American commerce, posing new challenges for the United States as it seeks to maintain its dominant position in the region. So far, US officials have downplayed Canada's ambitions, but behind the scenes there is concern. Retaliatory tariffs could trigger further escalation, deepening the conflict. However, the United States understands it cannot afford to completely alienate Canada, its largest economic partner and a crucial ally. This delicate balancing act will shape the next stages of this high-stakes clash. The coming weeks will be critical. Canada is drafting its retaliatory strategy, while the United States must decide whether to escalate or de-escalate. For now, The outcome is uncertain, but one thing is clear. This is not just another trade dispute. It is a pivotal moment in US-Canada relations with far-reaching implications. Canada's discreet behind-the-scenes measures have set the stage for one of the most significant economic confrontations in recent history. As the two nations brace for a potential full-fledged trade war, the stakes for businesses, workers, and governments could not be higher. What do you think will happen next? Will the United States adjust its trade approach? Or is this the beginning of a much larger conflict? Share your thoughts below. And if you found this analysis helpful, remember to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Stay tuned. The real story is just beginning.